I'm sick of doing something cool and then being like, man, I should have probably like at least taken a before picture. Okay, so this is my first video showing one of my projects that I'm doing. So I was thinking about making some cat doors so the cats can get out of your room even when the door's closed and like run around the house. So what do you guys think? Can Dad do that?
No.
Can Dad do that?
No. Dad, can you do that?
Today's video is about cats because I have a couple cats. I'm really sick of them at night meowing to come into my room or get out of the kids' bedroom or get out of a closet that they got locked in or whatever it is. So I have been looking different spots online at cat doors and how much they cost. You can do some for interior in your house or to get outside, and they're like 30 to 40 bucks. Or even like one of these where it's literally all you're doing is cutting a hole in your door and then sticking something there to kind of guard the edges. It's like 40 bucks, but I want to do like at least 4 of these. So I figured maybe I'll just cut a hole in my own door and then figure out a way to fill it in. With that in mind, I went and found a big circle that I thought looked about to be big enough for my cats to squeeze through. And then I grabbed some cardboard, measured it on the cardboard, drew lines going straight down, and came up with this little template. With that, I'm gonna go grab the door, pull it off its hinges, and see you in the garage. All right, so I got the door off and in the garage. This is obviously a door that needs plenty of work anyways. A couple of years ago, my kids got into the paint and we thought it was so cute at the time, but now it just looks like zombie handprints and I need to paint it anyways. So I figured this would be a good door to start with. So I took my little template, lined it up, found the middle of the door, drew a line in the middle of the template right there as well. And then I just lined it up like that, traced around it. And now I'm ready to pull out the jigsaw and cut around that. Hopefully I have the right blade so it doesn't leave too much chipping around this outside edge. And then once that's out, I should be able to take this and fill in that hole that you're about to see after I cut this. All right, so you can see inside of here now, pretty much all interior doors are hollow, except for some basic framing that goes through that. And you can actually hear that styrofoam it helps keep the weight down. And so that's a little bit higher in the door. And then this bottom piece is wood. So that's what I cut out of it. And I don't know if I'm gonna save this, if I'm gonna try and turn it into like a little, I've seen some where the door swings, probably not. All right, so I got some marks put on the piece of plastic that will function as a filler for where I just cut this hole out. What I wound up doing is just putting it down here like this on the piece of plastic, got it lined up nice and straight, and then I dragged a pen across that and got it marked out. So I've done that along the length, and then I rolled the piece of plastic over on top of it to figure out the length, and then put it there for the width. The easiest way I think I can cut this, because it's not too thick, it's still pretty thick. I might have to use scissors, but I was hoping to get a really straight line by pulling out my craft mat and one of these sweet things. I use this for leather working a lot, but I found these things are dang helpful. I'm gonna see if I can't line up a couple of rulers and get this edge cut straight using one of these. If not, I'll pull out some thicker scissors or tin snips or something else to get it cut.
I'm signing up with your love. I believe whatever you say. Walking by the river, it's so cold. I'm just having a bad day. All I wanna do is just stay home. Maybe I should call you so you know. I don't wanna get away with lies. I just wanna.
All right, so as you can see, that wound up working pretty well. It's thick enough, can score it with a blade, but for this particular type of plastic, and I have no idea what type of plastic it is. I couldn't cut all the way through, but I could at least score it enough where I could get a good bend going, and then I could just snap it. The idea now, let's see if I can do this with one hand, will be for this little guy to fit right in there, kind of like that. And I cut it long, so I had a little bit that I could trim off the edges once I was done. So I'll get it attached in there and see what it looks like. The idea now is from the top, and you shouldn't really see anything else. I will get this stapled or caulked and then show you how it looks.
Could have memories asking for love.
All right, so I've got it all put together. It hasn't dried yet, but I figured I'd give a few comments while I'm waiting. The stapler I used, it's just a really generic, like upholstery style stapler. It can shoot a handful of different styles of staples. The ones that I chose to use were just these little nails. All I did was put 4 nails on this side. Got a little crazy and put a few more over here because my aiming was slightly off. And then I ran the Beta caulk around the outside edge. And now I'm going to wait for it to dry. You can also see I've got an outline here from where my jigsaw was rubbing against it. If you're wanting to do this on doors that you're going to just put right back on and not paint, that'd be something you'd want to be mindful of. So with that, I'm going to go put this back on its hinges. And I don't think I'm going to wait for the caulk to dry. The plastic is rigid enough that it should hold its shape and just be totally fine. And then I'll show you what it looks like in the bathroom.
I'm sure you know I'll wait until you see. I want to make your day.
All right, so the door is back on, and I never actually gave you a measurement of how high I was making this. So off the bottom of the door, I went up about 6.5 inches. If you measure from the ground, because these sit a little higher, it's more like 7 and something. And then width-wise, read upside down, 5 inches wide. A little bit of a reason why I'm putting it in our closet. So over here, we've got this cat litter box that I absolutely love. I love the mat, but I do not love that it's in the middle of the bathroom. And I also don't love that the cats love getting around the jetted tub after they jump in here, and then you get cat litter in it. It's just gross. So my thought is, now that I have a hole in the door, that, I mean, I like pooping in the dark sometimes, so maybe the cats will too. So I'm gonna put the cat litter right here, and there will be a few more throughout the house. I'll show you what it looks like when I'm all done with those.
Dad, can you do that?